One issue that people have living with HIV and AIDS is a lot of them have to be on disability, and or to qualify for different medical programs, and then at times they get better, and then they face the dynamic, do I, if I work, if I'm capable of working, how does that impact my disability and access to other medical care after I've already been on disability? And sometimes we create a culture of poverty where we don't let people go back to work after you're on disability. But if they don't, if they go back to work and they lose their medical care, we force some people into poverty.
I think one of the really important things too is the discrimination that we still see, not as bad as it used to be. We don't have quite as many clients whose family or friends have kicked them out or have no contact with them. We still have quite a few, but not as many. But the difference that I always use, and anybody who's heard me speak has heard the story, because I think it depicts what the truth is. Several years ago, more than several, about 8 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with lung cancer. And I grew up in a very small town in southern Illinois, 3,000 people. So everybody, my dad ran a business, so everybody knew him. He was involved in the church, he was in JC's, Lions, all those things. So when he got sick, he had to go to St. Louis every day for treatment. And a lot of people stepped in and drove him to St. Louis so my mom could have a break, or if she drove him, they got back home and the lawn had been mowed, or there was food on the table or on the back of the stove, because a small town, you don't lock your doors. Somebody might need to borrow something that you have. So the town really came together to help my dad and my mom, because my dad had a health issue. He had lung cancer. My brother has HIV, and some of those same people wouldn't help him because he doesn't, in their minds, have a health issue. He has a morality issue. He got HIV doing something he should not have been doing in their minds. Some of those same people would not help my brother. When my dad went into remission and became ill again, and when the cancer came back, it came back with a vengeance, and there was nothing they could do. So he died about a year ago after being diagnosed with cancer again. He lived about 5 weeks. So my brother came back, of course, for the funeral. And I know that there were some people who did not come to the visitation because they were afraid. They might have to shake his hand or, heaven forbid, hug him. So they refused or did not take the opportunity to pay respects to my dad. My dad smoked for 30 years. Chances are he caused his lung cancer, just like my brother caused his HIV. Neither one of them is any more or less guilty than the other one for the disease. Just like any of us, if we eat French fries every day, or we eat too much chocolate, or whatever it may be, they're not going to throw us to the wolves. But some people still do for people who have HIV.